Hello everyone, how are you all? So you must be surprised why you are seeing this trading skin, and obviously maybe you have some idea because you have seen the intro part. In the intro part, you have probably seen why this video is all about, and also from the thumbnail, you probably have gauged that this video is about application of actuarial concept in trading, right? And probably most of you would know that I have left my actual job, and I am doing this full time along with starting my digital coaching center that will span over areas like of course actuary and trading and machine learning and artificial intelligence. So you might be thinking that why I am showing this to you, how is it related to actuary, and that's exactly the reason I am creating this video. Because I in my I have a WhatsApp community on actuary, and the link there is there in the description in case. But right now few people have created some nuisance, so I have made it admin specific. And if you are in joining that, until and unless your name is clearly few people do not write their name, and if your name is not clearly evident there, I might ask you to share your LinkedIn profile, so in order to avoid fake people, because few people have created some nuisance and I don't want that to be repeated. Also, there are a couple of people, like I don't think the group is clean yet. There is a person called Tartun Kumar. So strange name, right? But he is also there in that group, and I don't know who that person is, right? So I think we have to be cautious about that. But anyways, coming to the topic, so you can see that here in this account, right today, although you are seeing this video on 9th, but today is 8th of June 2023. And you can see that I have a running profit of 25,302 rupees. Now you can say that, yeah, you are making this video because you have made a profit. Otherwise, you would not have made this video. No, I'll show you the entire picture. And trust me, if you see this entire video, this would be one of the best video, probably the best video that you have seen for some time, and probably one of the best video that you will be seeing in some time as well in future. So this is what I have made in one account. If you see my other account, this is the profit 18,642. So right now you can see a profit, running profit of around 44,000 rupees, right? But this video is not about sharing my profit. What I'm just trying to show you is that you can make this profit. And obviously now in my previous video I shared some details about this expected salary that I was drawing, and possibly what would have happened if I have changed my job or switched my job for a better paying job. I can, like, based on that video you can probably classify my job as one of the highest paying job, because very few people in India at maybe at the age of 35 will get to that salary figure. I will say probably 1% or 0.5%, right? But why, even after getting such a good salary, why I left my job? The answer lies in actually, and that's why I was very saddened maybe, or surprised to see when someone questioned me saying that isn't this an actual group for WhatsApp? Although I will appreciate, because he did not create any nuisance, the person who questioned that, and that was a good question. But he did not create any nuisance. He did not agree with it, and he left the group, right? But the reason I am, maybe I am sharing these videos, maybe this question is with many people, and why maybe they believe that actually is only about the traditional job like life insurance and general insurance. I remember I did a video interview with Romit, the actual guy, basically that channel. And he also asked me, like, what is your view about the traditional non-traditional areas? And I mentioned that if you want to do something good in the non-traditional areas, you should start thinking of forming your own company. You should not be in some working for someone else in alternative field like machine learning, artificial intelligence, or maybe investment, stock trading, right? So you should that's what that was what my opinion was in around 2.5 years back, and I still have that same opinion. If you are working for someone, if you intend to work for someone, for example in life insurance, general insurance, you need a job, right? And because these are very capital intensive business, especially life insurance is, you need, especially with the reserving in India being very prudent, then you need very huge amount of capital. That's why you see banks and other big companies are only in this sort of sector. But if you want to, open your own company, you can easily open your own company in machine learning, artificial intelligence, trading, kind of what I am doing right now. I hope that you are ready for what you are going to see next. And trust me, if you can spend maybe next 20-25 minutes in understanding what I'm going to say here or explain here, your concept of actually will improve, and you will also see why actually is such so important, and why I'm so passionate about actually, and how actually can give me this confidence that yeah, I can leave my job and also earn something decent, right? What is the reason for that? First of all, right, how do we work in actually? First of all, the one of the main important thing that is present in actually is what we call reserve. In reserve, we keep some amount of money, and that money is kept just for contingency, right? If something happen, and there will be a best estimate, there will be a prudent estimate, there will be an optimistic estimate. We keep some amount of money saying that yeah, if this estimate is true, then then we'll use this reserve, and if that estimate is true, then we'll use that reserve. Like talking in layman's language, right? I don't want to complicate this because there can be different explanation given for keeping reserve, and how why we keep reserve, what is the different estimate. But just talking in layman's, what are the, as how do you keep aside money? Because you're predicting future, you make assumptions about future. How do you make assumptions about future? By studying your experience or someone else experience, right? That is what we call experience study. All of this you will see today in practical application of all of those in trading, right? uh, as for example, what is the profit that I can make, what is the profit that I usually make on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday. Depending on that, I would share my target, right? How do I set my monthly target? What is my expected number? What is the actual number, right? All of this would be shared, and it's a practical application of all the actual concepts that you have learned and that you are going to learn in this video. Would be the like, can you like you have probably seen YouTube videos saying people showing glamorous life, moving in a Ferrari, saying that I make use 50 lakhs to make 20 lakhs, right? And you extrapolate, if I make 20 lakhs every day, maybe in 3 years I'll be as rich as somebody. Is that reality? My answer is yes and no, right? Some people show fake profile and show fake screenshot, edited screenshot. However, some people do are actually making that type of money. But when is the actual time for you to kind of go for that money? Like actuaries are fascinated by 1 crore package. When is the actual time for you to go for 1 crore package? So let's start with some numbers, and then once again we might come back to this video, say let's or maybe to the screen say, and see what amount we have make, maybe because right now the time is around 2:05. Let's see, maybe in next 1 hour, because this video I expect it to be long, and I believe that in maybe in next 1 hour everything would be clear, right? So I think I have set up the base carefully and cautiously, and let's see if I can deliver on that base, right? So first of all, this is my planning for 1 crore, right? And what is the capital that I have used for getting to 1 crore? That is 20 lakhs, right? So, and there are several scenarios you can see here. I have scenario 2, scenario 3, scenario 4.1, 4.2. So I don't want to go into all those scenarios. Once again, this video is present in my YouTube channel, right? And that let me go to that channel, and show the video. This is a 30 minutes video where I mentioned how to make 1 crore through trading, and this video was released long back, right? In case you have seen the video. So I'm using that same Excel sheet where I have shown that if you deploy 20 lakhs, right? And with all the permutations and combination, will come to those permutation and combination. Otherwise, this video is for nothing, right? So in 1.7 years, that is 1 year, approximately 1.7 into, if I just multiply this by maybe 12, we'll get the exact number, right? This into 12, approximately 21 months, right? You can make 1 crore. How you can make that? Now this is what I have assumed, that every week you are starting with a capital of 20%, right? And whenever you are winning, right, you are winning 60 points, and whenever you are losing 40 points. So your win loss ratio is 1:5. Like whenever you are losing 40 points and you are winning 60 points. So 40 by 60, that is 1.5. Your hit rate is for 80%, right? Now one can say that this hit rate is quite high, right? It may not be possible, but there is a way it is possible. And So that's what I have so kind of shown here. So Monday you are taking a profit. You are taking a profit with 900 lot, and with 900 lot in Bank Nifty. So Bank Nifty is an index. You can trade with lot size. So 900 is a quantity basically with which you are trading. And whenever you are making profit, you are making profit of 60. So that is giving you 900 and 60, 54,000, right? On Tuesday, that is called expiry day trading. Now you all are aware of options, right? Options means that if the option the right to exercise it, but not the obligation, right? That's why it is called obligation. You may exercise it or may not exercise it. You have studied it in CD8 or CM2 right now. It is called CM2. So suppose Reliance, and Reliance is at 2501. Now you have a call option of 2600, right? So if Reliance expire at 2501 at the end at the time of the expiry, so in Reliance in Indian scenario there will be monthly expiry. So if Reliance expire at 2500, then that option is worthless for you, right? Because Reliance has expired below that. However, if Reliance expired as and you have a call option, right? So if you had a put option, then the situation would be different. But if Reliance expire at 2700, then you can exercise that call option and you would be getting the Reliance share at 2600 instead of 2700. So you will make a profit of 100 rupees when you do purchase call option, because your viewpoint is bullish, right? You expect the market to go up and you don't want to pay higher price. That's why you're purchasing a call option. So in case if you have heard a noise, that was because I put alarm. Once again, part of risk management being taught by Actuary, because suddenly the market crashed and suddenly it was my position came into some danger, and because of that I got the alarm got triggered and it immediately informed me that yeah, your position is in danger. So you can see right now the profit that was around moving around 25,000 rupees suddenly reduced to 18,000. You can see it is going into red, right? That is because there is a sudden downfall here. Maybe so this is let me wait for this phase to get over, because if I speak and then something happens, then that would not be appropriate, right? When in Actually we have learned that you in order to clear papers you need calmness of mind. Right now I need to be calm so that I can add value to this video, right? So I'll just take a pause here and I'll rejoin when this phase is over. Just in 1 hour, in the time that I was kind of explaining the Reliance option, you can't believe what has happened. You can see this. If you remember just 1 hour back, the somewhere I mentioned that I will take a pause here because that is not part of good risk management, and from that point, look at this sort of fall. And today RBI has decided to keep the interest rate same. I mean, it is good news for the market in case you don't understand, right? The fundamental part. It is good news for the market. Despite that, for some strange reason, we have fallen this much. And if you remember, like now it would be a bit of mess. But if you have seen my position, it was showing 25,000, right? Now it has gone to 8230. Am I sad? No, I am not sad. I'm very happy because this is because of my risk management. There is nothing, no video can be better than this. If I am talking about risk management, if I'm talking about actually psychology, because I could have booked approximately 46-45,000 today, but instead of that, combining this, I have some live position here, only 50 quantity that I'm carrying. Now instead of that, I have just booked 18,000, so you can remove this 80, approximately 26,200 I have booked. I have let go of 20,000. Why? What is the reason? This is pure risk management. So you can see, like when it started, like I was explaining that if the option would expire worthless. For Reliance example, the option would have expired worthless if it stays above, if it stayed below 2600 for call option. Now in this case, so when you buy call option, you mean that you want the market to go up. When you buy put option, you want the market to go down. In this case, I have sold put option, which was for Bank Nifty 44,100, 44,100, 44,000. These are the levels, and I wanted market because I sold put option. That means that my view was bullish, and in this case, it completely went against me. If the market has closed at 40,995, you can imagine what could have happened. What would be the loss that I could have booked? And if you see, just following my risk management exactly at same time 1453, that is 253. I booked both this position, which is right now at that point of time it showed me a loss, and I booked it at 44, and this showed me some profit at 12. So if you see this, I don't know if that is visible to you, but this point to a loss of 8913, and this gave me a profit of 16,541, because this was approximately, at 1 is to 2 level. Like, we'll come to that section. This is the risk reward. This is the exact thing that I was kind of mentioning here, in this case, that 1.5, right? So in that case, similar to 1.5, because I saw that, and also here I saw that sudden fall, right? Because I knew if it is a trouble for me, it would be trouble for many people. And actually it did, kind of closed below this level. So any people who have sold 44,000 level put option would have booked serious loss if they have not followed risk management, but not the case with me. Although I did not make 20,000 more, but I'm happy that there is no dent in the capital, right?
Because
Now you can of my risk management, I was cautious, because my psychology is not to have profit, but to protect the risk, because I know if I can manage the risk, I can make more profit, right? And making profit in market is very, very normal and natural. It's just that you lose so much money that you come to something called, like, only 11%, that is the SEBI report suggests that only 11% of the people make profit, and 89% people make losses. And out of those 11% people, some can be equity trader, some can be, maybe bond trader, some can be investor, right? And I do intraday option buying and selling, which is the most difficult form of trading, right? So in that case, once again, the percentage would be, like I mentioned, high salary, same percentage, or maybe probably much, much lower, maybe 0.01% would be in that category who would be making profit, right? So that's where risk management comes into picture. Now let me go back to this, our video, so that I can finish this with our Excel file, right? So here you can see that this is my expectation was that if you are making 40 points loss, then every time you are making profit, you would be making profit of 60 rupees. So 900 quantity of Bank Nifty, 960. Now you are buying this. When you buy, you approximately require 6 lakhs. Actually, you require 4.5 lakhs. So this 1.5 lakhs is reserve, right? Once again, we'll come to the actual concept, but this 1.5 lakhs is reserve. So 900 into 60, that is giving you 54,000. On days like this, Tuesday and Thursday, there are expiries. Like today is a Thursday, although you will be seeing this video on Friday. I'm recording this video on Thursday. So today was the expiry. Now, had this option expired above this 44,000 level, right? Even 1 rupee above 44,000 level, then I would have booked that 46,000, 47,000 profit. But because this option has came down seriously, right? And instead of booking 44, 46,000 profit, I have just booked 8,000 profit, and I've quickly cut the trade, right? That's because I have to accept my loss, right? Once again, that psychology, I have to manage my risk, and that I have understood from Actuary. If you can manage your risk, you can make more profit, right? Now, this thing that you see here, this risk reward is purely an actual concept where we have learned that the more risk you take, the higher is the chance of making profit, right? However, if you are making profit, making more risk, then that might not be good, because ultimately at the end of the day, efficient market hypothesis, once again, you have studied that in CM2 or maybe CD8, that states that only very maybe most of the active fund managers are beaten by passive fund managers. And capital market, if you like, efficient market hypothesis says that you should probably follow only passive management instead of invest active management, because risk adjusted return would be only risk free rate only, right? So that's what they're saying. So why I have put 7,000 here is because that you can make 7,000 easily. There will be very few days like this, but with 20 lakhs capital, you most of the days on expiry you can peacefully make 7,000 and be happy with it. And on the remaining days you can buy option, right? Which will not require that much capital. So for making 7,000 you will require 20 lakhs capital, that will be much higher deployment. You can see this money deployed is 20 lakh, and that's how option selling works, right? Because there is more risk for option seller. Now I don't want to go into nitty gritties of this because that would make this video extraordinarily long. It is already quite long. However, if you buy option, that will only require six lakhs rupees. In fact, less than that, right? And similarly, this will probably also require 18.5 lakhs rupees. So 1.5 will always be your reserve, right? And using that, you can easily make 7,000. So I think it is much easier to make profit in option selling. The win percentage is much higher, and that's why I am expecting only 7,000 here. And when you are kind of like, if you have certain experience, once again, then based on the actual experience studies, you will make more right decision than wrong, right? So I'm expecting that every week you are making two correct, at like you are taking two correct trades and you are losing only one incorrect trade. Now you might say that that is still very high. You are actually, you are saying that you are losing on all four, all winning on all 4 days, but losing on only one day. That is still too high. Yeah, just wait for a minute. You can say that, but let's just assume that with proper, learning, you can reach that level. With that, then if you deploy 20 lakhs capital, and this is mathematically true, that you can reach to 1 crore figure, which we actually love in 1.8 years, which is like I mentioned that that was around 21 months, right? It would not even take you 2 years to reach this level if you can apply, or you can use this accuracy. Now you can probably say that this is very, very, difficult, and maybe you are assuming too much of accuracy. So for that, I have another thing, another strategy. Like this is something like I am calling this gamble strategy. You can see it here, right? Based on this gamble strategy, like if you just gamble, right? And what I did is, I also made a video on this, but what I did, like the strategy was whatever be the, the color of the candle. Here, green means buying and red means selling. So whatever be the color of the candle from 11:30 to 12, you assume that the market goes in that direction without any logic, right? Without any logic or anything, right? And even with that, if you are using this risk reward, which is, 60 is to, like, you, when you are winning, you are winning 60 points. So when you're losing, instead of losing 40 points, you are losing 30 points. That is 1:2. You are losing 30, like you are losing 14 times. Like in month there are 22 working days, right? So out of 22 days, you are losing 14 times and you are making profit only 8 times. Still, at the end of the month, you are, you are profitable. You are making 54,000 profit. That on a capital, because here I am assumed that you are only making, only buying options. So if the total capital that you are using is 6 lakh, and actually the capital that will be used is 4.5 lakhs, and 1.5 would be reserve. What that this 1.5 would be for? Now herein comes the actual concept that would be used for your drawdown. So you can see here there are 4 days of consecutive losses, right? So instead of, so this 6 lakhs would get reduced by 36,000 into 4, right? So that would be something like, maybe, or not 36,000, because we are not assumed 40 points, we have assumed 27,000. So this into 4, right? And that would be 1,08,000. So if you see this, if I just calculate the sum, and this one, so it would be approximately 4,92,000, right? And you are keeping for 1,50,000 as reserve. Like this is, even when you are gambling, even you are not using your brain at all, right? Even with that sort of gamble sort of strategy, in the month of May, if you do a back test sort of thing, if you then you will see that you will be losing most of the times. Even then, you are coming out of the, the month in profit. What is this thing? uh, like where I have learned this thing, this is mathematical expectation. If you remember that, like, the, the chance of making profit, and then whatever you make the profit, that is the P into the probability of making profit, plus, the loss into the probability of making loss. That gives you the mathematical expectation. You have studied that in CS1, so you can see how, or maybe CT3. So you can see how related this is. We have, till now we have understood, the concept of reserve, that we have applied that in trading, right? We have understood the concept of risk and reward efficient market hypothesis once again, that we have, kind of studied in in Actuary, right? CM1 and CM2, sorry. Once again, we have also projected this, like using using this assumptions we have projected, right? And we have understood that till, and this is also you have probably studied in CP2. That is what that paper is all about. Using that concept, you have predicted that it will require 1.8 years, right? 1.8 years or 21 months to remake 20 lakhs 1 crore, right? Now we'll come to the real deal, that is expected versus actual, which is where the main concept of actuary comes into picture. Because in actuary or in life insurance or in insurance industry, there is no liability, right? You project based on some assumptions, you create something, that is what is called mathematical liability or mathematical reserve, right? There is no like there is no physical existence of reserve, but you keep some money aside, considering that would be your liability, right? So you have some expected, something actual. That the example that I gave, 10 people dying, 9 people died dead, then you are making profit, right? 10 people. So that is something also I have. So this is my, this is how I exactly plan my month. So in June month, there is one holiday, that is the Eid holiday. And you can see that whatever, wherever is N is written, N means normal, then that means that I'm not targeting high profit. And how I have arrived at this conclusion that I'm not targeting high profit on maybe on this day or this day, right? Or this day, that is based on my experience studies. Once again, an actual concept, like based on whatever experience I have, I know. And also because of the mathematical concept that I know, the concept of option Greeks, volatility, right? All of those, the black scores models, depending on all of that, I know that on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, for movement in the underlying, in this case Nifty or Bank Nifty, for movement in the underlying, the option premium would move quicker. Especially on Thursday, it will be the fastest. Maybe for just for moving 80 points, 90 points, I might capture 60 points in option, right? Because that depends on delta. Once again, option Greek concept, actual concept. Because of that, I have chosen only this 3 days in which I'll be doing option buying, right? You can see that, and I have gone ahead with 300 lot in this case. So with 300 lot, I can make 18,000 when I win, and when I lose, I lose 40 points, right? And in this case, you can see that for a couple of days I am targeting normal, right? So normal means that would be low pressure days, right? Where I will not go for option buying or and maybe sell option or do some BDH sort of trade, like something that you have seen here. Here you can see that I am carrying forward this position, right? So that because the market fell drastically, and I'm selling something which is quite far away. Market is at 44,000. I'm selling something of 44,700, which is quite far away. Chances of market trading problem for us by sudden gap up tomorrow is less for me. I can also, there are several adjustments that you can do, once again, depending on the concept of actual Greeks, right? The Greeks that you have learned. So all this you can see here. So depending on that, and I'm using a capital of 50 lakhs, right? So using that capital, I am targeting around 5%, right? Now this is a peaceful way. Now even if suppose I am making loss every time, like all this option buying, because I can make loss, like I have mentioned that in option selling you can have higher probability of winning, but in option buying you can make loss. Now even if everything is loss making, right? Even if all this thing there is no win at all, like even if this is loss making, 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 and this is also loss making, even then I am making 15,700 profit. That means I am exiting the month in green. I am already in that 1% profitable trader, because everyone makes losses in stock market, only 0.01% make profit, right? And most people shows sells glamour, right? Why I'm making this profit? Because of the option selling. I believe that with 50 lakhs capital you can usually make 30,000, right? And that example probably you have seen today, like only today I made 26,000, even when the the market was this choppy, this volatile, and I could have made 46,000, right? But I only made 26,000. That is very close to this today only. And if you see my real month, how it has been progressing, so this is how my month has been progressing, right? Here I made a loss of minus 2,000, right? Or my loss of 2,000. I was supposed to make a profit of 4,000, right? This is my expected, this is my actual. So 4,000 minus 2,000, right? Now Tuesday I made a profit of 17,600. As per my expectation, I was, now let me change this back, right? Because I made those changes. This was as per my expectation. I was supposed to make 18,000. I made 17,600. That is good. Only 400 rupees short. On Wednesday, I was supposed to make a loss of 12,000, but I made a loss of only 1,500. You can see that my losses are very, very small. I'm making good profit. Had this been a 46,000, right, then this would have been like this would then the makeup would have been done, like all those things had been kind of catered to. I was supposed to make a profit of 18,000 today, and I made a profit of 26,000. However, I have assumed the option sell to be zero, like option sell is kind of captured in this days only, right? So that's why I put a zero here. So this would mean that I have made 40,000 till now. And if you go to my month, I was supposed to make 62,000, right? Then there is brokerage of 2800, which would be approximately same. So instead of making, so this week target was 59,200. Now tomorrow is still there. I have, like, tomorrow I can make some money, but right now I am at 37,300. So chances are that I might be, I like my expected for this week is probably like I'll not be able to meet that target. But if you see my last week where I made 14,764, right, and I was supposed to make only 8,000. So in that week I made good return, right? So I am in 6,500 ahead here, and if I can maybe make somewhere around 7,000, 8,000 tomorrow as well. So just for example sake, I can also make a loss, but if I just put 7,500, it would be to 47,600. If you see this, or maybe see this, the net one, then that is 59,064. And if you see this, it will be 66,700. I'm not that far behind, right? And for the next week, my target is a bit lower. It's 29,000. So next week I can get, if I get good profit, then that would be kind of balanced. So you can see that I am using all the actual concepts in the world, right? I am using assumptions to project. I am using I am using the reserve, so that I can, in fact, I'm using the reserve in much better way. I have some capital that I've left aside, so that if everything fails, then also I can survive for at least 1.5 year. So that even if my business does not work well, I make losses on every day. Like I waste this 50 lakhs, even then I have some money that I can use to survive. And maybe after 1.5 years, if nothing works out, then I can go back to a job, right? Because in any case, I am learning something, right? I am learning trading, or I'm learning actual concept. If I, even if I create digital recording of actual concepts, then my concept would get better. I'll be a better person, or maybe a more knowledgeable person after 1.5 years. So that no one can take away from me, right? So the hard work that you do, there is no substitute for that. Now this is not over. The video is not over yet, because 1 crore, right? We have to make 1 crore, because actuaries love 1 crore, right? Now if I go like this, suppose assume that I can make this 5%, right? Because this is a very prudent target. You can see how prudent I've been. I've not been buying option every time, because there is some chance of risk. I am only buying option when mathematics says that I should buy. So sometime I am having lower target, right? So that I can easily make those target in this way, right? And also the number of expiries will increase as well. In July there would be a Friday expiry, Thursday expiry, Tuesday expiry, right? There might also be a Monday expiry. So the more the expiry increases, the more the chances of me making profit, the more this profit can increase, which is more defined, more sure shot, more higher probability, right? So I can make 5% profit. I can assume that based on the experience that I have, based on whatever I made in the past, right? After so much planning, after having so much reserve, etc., etc., I can make 5% profit. So what I'll do is, using this 50 lakhs, I'll wait for me to get to that 20 lakhs level, right? When I get to that 20 lakhs level, I'll not require the 20 lakhs. I'll take only 10 lakhs. Out of that 10 lakhs, I'll use 6 lakhs for option buying, and maybe the remaining 4 lakhs just to do some more small option selling. And then I'll come back to this strategy, right? And I'll purchase option, buy option, and sell option every day. And even with gambling, I can close this, close every month with at least 9% profit, because if I can follow this risk reward, right? So even with gambling, even if I lose 14 times, I can still be profitable, right? And I believe that I will not be doing gambling. I have some thought process, so definitely I am going to do better than this, right? So I think from this you can understand that it's you can do that, right? And there actually has several, actually can show you that 1 crore, package or much more than that. Why you should be satisfied with 1 crore time? And again, I have kind of raised that, and I hope that you have understood. If you are good in knowledge, if you are not a paper actuary, if you have strong knowledge, right, then you can apply those knowledge to make or to visualize something that others cannot, right? And if you can visualize something that others cannot, you would go in that direction, like how I made in the intro section that I made. Don't be the hump in the normal direction, because the society is average society represent that hump. That is why there is a hump, because everyone is at that level, at that zone. That's why there is higher frequency there, and everyone will try to pull you to that, that zone. It's up to you to be exceptional, to be on the, the right side of that hump. And when people tell you that, yeah, come back to this majority level, you say, no, I am different, I am not from this herd, right? So if you have that mentality, I think I have many courses for you, right? And if you believe in knowledge, if you are not a paper actuary, or if you are willing to change, right, so that you can create something of your own. And now I have not even spoken about, maybe artificial intelligence or machine learning, because that will make this video extraordinarily long, right? So had I spoken about that, you can imagine what you could have done, right? Maybe all this sort of trading and strategy you can automate, and you can use machine learning, artificial intelligence to identify pattern and take your trade. Thanks for watching, right, this video. If you have learned something from this video, please hit the like button, and you can also join my actual community. You can join the traders community, and if you are interested, from 19th of June we are starting the, that uh, trading program, and you can join, right? All of this thing that we have learned right now, maybe in some shortcut, right? All of those mathematical things you will learn. And trading is all about risk management. If you can manage your risk, there is no force in the world that can, stop you from making money. Thanks for listening to me, and see you in future videos.